What I want to do in this video is share with you one of the videos from my Become a Speed Reading course on the 5 reasons we read slowly. And then I want to show you 2 things that you can do to become a faster reader. But before I do, I just want to point out to you that this is a video on speed reading. And in lecture 16, we talked about speed reading, which was a trick that you can use instantly to become a faster reader. And beyond that, if you want to become even faster, you can practice what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you want to go even faster, you can even check out my course on speed reading. But the reason I put this all the way down here in this course is because I really want to emphasize the idea that it's way more important to be effective than it is to be efficient. Now, this doesn't apply for reading fiction, but when you're reading nonfiction, you really want to see what you can get out of it, how you can apply it to your life, and not just go through it quickly just so you can tell everyone, hey, I finished this book and I read every word in it. So I really see speed reading as a cherry on top. It's just another tool that you can have in your arsenal, and it really isn't even essential for you to develop the skill if you don't want to spend the time practicing it. Just using that trick we talked about in video 16 is enough. But anyway, with that said, if you do want to go further into it, in this video I want to share with you the 5 reasons we read slowly when we're reading every word, and give you 2 specific things that you can practice to become even faster when you're reading normally. In this video, I want to share with you the 5 reasons we read slowly. All 5 of them are habits we learned when we first learned to read in school. The first reason we read slowly are regressions, which is looking backwards to the left instead of always moving forward in the text. What we do is we go forward 2 steps and then 1 step back and then 2 steps forward and then 1 step back and continue that. So when we read the line, reading quickly is all about, we hear it just like that in our heads. But unless we train our eyes otherwise, our eyes see this. Reading, ing quick, quickly, li is all about. Because instead of moving completely to the next word or chunks of words, our eyes take in part of the last word as well. And it gets even worse when we on purpose decide to go back to reread something. Some readers spend up to 50% of the time going backwards over what they've already read, which means they're only reading half the time they think they are. The second reason we read slowly is sub-vocalization, which is hearing the words in your head as you read them. The reason this slows down your reading is that it caps your reading speed to the speed that you can speak in your head, which isn't very fast. The third reason is small fixations, which means instead of using our peripheral vision to take in chunks of words at a time, we only take in 1 word at a time, or even worse, parts of a word at a time. The way our eyes work when we read is they take in pictures of parts of the line and then piece those pictures together. So a big part that determines how fast you read is how big is that picture. For example, let's take the line, reading quickly is all about. The average reader will take the fixations or pictures like this. They'll see the word read, and then ing, and then quick, and then li, and then is all, and then about, and then being. The better reader will see it like this. Reading, and then quickly, and then is all, and then about being. But the speed reader will take in a bigger picture, a bigger fixation each time, and see the line like this. Reading quickly will be 1 fixation, 1 chunk seen all at once, and then all about being will be another chunk, again, seen all at once. The fourth reason is the time between fixations. Between every fixation, our eyes pause for maybe around half a second. And if you can reduce that time to 1/4 of a second, 1/8 of a second, or even 1/16 of a second, you dramatically increase your reading speed. And the last reason is a lack of focus, because the human mind is so powerful when it's totally focused on one thing and gets in the zone. But when we're not really focused and our mind drifts, our reading speed also suffers. In later videos, I'm going to share with you exactly what to do to conquer these 5 things that are holding you back. But let's go over the general solutions so you know what to look out for when we go through exactly what to do. For regressions, you want to make sure that your eyes are always moving forward, and you want to break the natural tendency of your eyes to look backwards. For subvocalization, don't hear the words in your head. Instead, look at words as symbols and see them visually. The secret of speed reading is to train your brain to take in words visually, because your brain takes in visuals immediately, but there is a lag time for audio. For small fixations, you want to train your eyes to take in 3 or 4 words at a time and chunking words together. That way you have bigger fixations and spend less time on every line. For time between fixations, you want to train your brain to take in the information and process it more quickly so it can move on to the next chunk of words. And also, you want to keep your eyes moving along quickly. And for focus, you want to read sitting at a desk or standing up. Get rid of all possible distractions like your phone or anything online so you can read in uninterrupted time. Don't multitask, and make reading an active process rather than a passive process. This will let your mind get in the zone so you can make reading more interesting and keep your mind from drifting. Alright, so now that you know why we read slowly, here are 2 specific things you can do to develop the skill of faster reading. The first thing to do is to separate your reading and your drilling. You see, a lot of people talk about when you're learning speed reading to just read faster than you're comfortable reading, and eventually your eyes will catch up. And I don't believe in that, because reading is a time for understanding. And it doesn't make sense to give up understanding for who knows how long and miss a lot of potentially great things, just so one day in the future you'll be understanding other books. What does make sense, though, is to separate your reading and your drilling into 2 separate things. So remember, we talked about you can use a pen to lead your eyes along to instantly become a faster reader. And when you do that, you're reading. You're still understanding everything you read. But if you want to take that trick and use it to develop faster and faster reading speeds, because, by the way, the upper limit of that trick is 900 words a minute, give or take, and the average reader reads only about 200 or 250 words a minute. So the way to do that, if you want to develop this, is spend 10 minutes reading with the pen trick like we talked about, and then after that, put another 5-minute timer and go back and read everything that took you 10 minutes to read using the same trick, but do it now in 5 minutes. So you're going twice as fast. And the good thing is you've already read it, so you already know what you're reading, so comprehension isn't an issue here. But what you're doing is you're just training your eyes to go faster and faster. So if you want to develop the skill, you could spend the first 10 minutes of your ritual reading normally, then the next 5 minutes drilling by going twice the speed, reading exactly what you've already read, and then spend the other 35 minutes or so back to reading. And the other benefit of this, by the way, is it helps you develop your comprehension. It helps you understand things better because you're going through it a second time, and you're probably going to pick up things that you missed the first time and understand patterns and things like that. And lastly, the reason this works so well is because it addresses those 5 areas that keep you reading slowly. It reduces regression, it reduces subvocalization, it reduces time between fixations, and it helps keep you focused. But also, the second thing you can practice is to use a tool online called Excella Reader. And the way that you can use this tool is to copy paste articles you want to read online into this tool and make the chunks bigger. So this will help you with chunking. The first thing we talked about, the reading and drilling with the pen, helps you with the 4 other causes of slow reading. This one will help you with chunking. So make it so you're reading 3 or 4 word chunks at a time, even bigger if you can, and gradually increase the speed. As you do this over time, you'll become better and better at reading more words at a time and doing it faster and faster. So just a quick recap, speed reading is a great skill to develop, but I also want you to remember that first and foremost, develop the skill of selective reading and then develop the skill of speed reading, because it's just the cherry on top. And remember that selective reading, reading in a way that you can apply things to your life, reading in a way that you can make your life better, is more important than speed reading. But in addition to everything else we've talked about, if you want to develop this skill as well, start with these 2 exercises, and I think that will really help get the ball rolling. And if you want to go even beyond that, you can check out my course on speed reading as well.